Diabetes is a chronic illness caused when the body cannot produce enough insulin on its own. It leads to high blood glucose levels that need to be controlled by daily insulin therapy. Type 1 diabetes is not preventable and affects a person's life 24 hours a day. A local researcher who lives with type 1 diabetes himself is studying the disease and launching a program to support people living with it. Joining us now is Dylan MacKay, a researcher and assistant professor at the U of M's Department of Food and Human Nutritional Sciences. Good morning, Dylan.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you were 13 years old when you first discovered that you were type 1 diabetes, that you had type 1 diabetes. You sort of self-diagnosed yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, I was in junior high school, and I was losing a bit of weight, but I was growing at the same time, and I was thirsty all the time, and I was hungry all the time. So I was eating constantly, and I was drinking constantly, and I mean like liters of water.
Okay.
And I'd just gotten home from school one day, and I drank like probably 2 liters of water, refilled the container again, sat down, opened up a newspaper, and I saw a little ad that said, "Are you thirsty all the time?" It was a Diabetes Canada ad, and that sort of clicked in my mind. Oh my goodness, this is not a normal amount of drinking. And so, yeah, I went to the doctor the next day, and I was diagnosed.
And how it was back then and how to treat it back then is so different compared to today. We've come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah, so it's been incredible change. The big evolution in technology that's been recent sort of is these continuous glucose monitors, and you see more and more people with type 1 and type 2 diabetes that wear them. These are little sensors that transfer blood glucose information directly to your cell phone or to a device that can let you know when your blood sugar is going high or low, without having to sort of prick your finger and measure it with a stick, which is what we used to. When I was first diagnosed, that's what we did.
Okay, and there is a big difference between type 1 and type 2. What are they exactly?
So the main difference is type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, so for some reason, often maybe after a viral infection or for some kind of thing that happens to a person, their body attacks their own pancreas, their own beta cells, and destroys their ability to make insulin. Whereas type 2 diabetes, for many different reasons, the insulin isn't working as well, and so they both end up with a condition where the blood glucose is high, but one of them is sort of with insulin, and one of them is where the insulin is there, but it's not working. With insulin, it's not working as well, and the other one is without insulin.
You have a tattoo about diabetes.
I do, yeah. It's a picture of one of the diabetes dogs that was used in the research to discover insulin, so at the University of Toronto. And so it's Diabetes Month right now, and just last week was the birthday of Frederick Banting, one of the discoverers of insulin. And during their research, which was groundbreaking and why I'm alive and many other people with type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes are alive, they had to use animals to do their research, and some of the dogs, they have photos of it. So I have a photo of the dog as a tattoo, a tattoo of the dog, and some of the lab notes from their lab books tattooed on a sleeve.
So research in this is right up your alley. Tell us a little bit about some of the work you're doing.
Sure, yeah. So myself, actually, this is part of a big team. Lots of people who live with type 1 diabetes and who are also researchers. We're working on creating a peer-led online program for people with type 1 diabetes. It's led by Dr. Holly Whitman at the Université de Laval in Quebec City. And sort of it's an idea that, while there are about 300,000 people in Canada who have type 1 diabetes, you may not know somebody else when you're first diagnosed, or you may not meet somebody else who has type 1 diabetes. I didn't meet someone, I grew up in Newfoundland, I didn't meet someone until my second year of university who had type 1 diabetes. But because we do so much of the care for ourselves with type 1 diabetes, people who have experience of that and like having a community of people who have a shared experience is been shown to be quite beneficial. So we're trying to create groups and facilitate meeting and creating community for people with type 1 diabetes, because we think it could improve their lives.
Okay, we're almost out of time. Where can people find this link?
The website is community1d.ca. So it's CUMMUNIT
Just the
1D.
T. Okay.
And you can search it Community 1D.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course.